sharing live? You're live sharing the live video?
You know what? I'm excited for tonight's cookie. Tonight has been a cookie that I've been wanting to do an episode on since we started this adventure.
Why is that?
I think literally right after the first episode, I was like, we gotta do Pepperidge Farm. We gotta do Pepperidge Farm. Oh my gosh. The cat is about to cause a catastrophe.
I think he's going to calm down. Oh,
Alright.
there he goes.
Alright, he's in the window now. Right where he likes to be. So yeah, I've been really excited about the Pepperidge Farm episode, and now finally we're doing Pepperidge Farm. Now,
What about Pepperidge Farm that you love it so much?
I think the variety. I think there's a lot of types of Pepperidge Farm cookies, so there's a lot of types to
you mean
discuss.
like this?
Yes, tonight we're doing the classic collection.
The variety.
Which is like it's like a variety of like, you know, the cookies. Like what's Pepperidge Farm known for is like naming their cookies after different cities, and it's like, is this what that city tastes like?
I mostly know them from their outlet stores where it's like, oh, these are about to go past their prime, so let's get lots of cookies to eat, but they're still good. They're still good.
I didn't live near a Pepperidge Farm outlet. I lived near
That's what I always think of.
Entenmann's outlet, which could be a whole other episode. So...
Entenmann's could take the cake on that one.
Anywho. Okay, so, Pepperidge Farm, do you remember?
No.
Pepperidge Farm remembers. Which is one of their slogans, right?
I feel like it's like their only slogan. I don't know any other slogan that they would have.
Yeah, that's true.
Other than reading the back of this that they trademarked the word cookies, or if you're going to have a cookie, have a cookie. I don't know if the whole phrase is trademarked or the word cookie is trying to be trademarked.
Can you take a picture of the cat? I'm sorry, he's like right behind the camera.
He's the cameraman.
He is the cameraman. Okay, so yes, Pepperidge Farm cookies, like, I don't know, I feel like these were the cookies that are like, they're in your local grocery store, but they try to be really elegant. Like, I feel like anytime I would go to someone's house or to a party and like someone pulls out the Pepperidge Farm tray, I'm just like, you're just trying to be fancy. And you know what's fun is like they arrange it on...
I thought you meant like they just open up a pack of cookies and display them.
No, they like they arrange it on a plate like really nice, because
like
they're pretty cookies, but they're nowhere near gourmet. I wouldn't call them gourmet. They're just like your fancy cookie for your everyday man, you know? Come here, baby. Ugh.
The elegant European experience for the average
Yeah,
Joe.
exactly. So why don't you open up the box?
The box of...
Unveiling of Pepperidge Farm Classic. So what do we know about Pepperidge Farm, though? It was like, it's over 75 years old, because they had their 75th anniversary a few years ago. It's from Connecticut, right?
From a woman... I don't know. I forget what town.
Oh, yeah.
Somewhere in town.
What's her name again?
Margaret Rudkin?
Margaret Rudkin.
And it started off by her baking loaves of bread for her son that was very allergic to all processed foods. The doctor was like, hey, why don't you just bake your own bread? And then she presented it to one of the local markets. The local market loved it, took all the bread that she had, ordered more bread, and that's how Pepperidge Farm kind of
That's really fascinating. That's really fascinating. Out of love.
Yeah, just doing it for my son, baking bread.
Do you think they use preservatives now? Because I feel like that's just like a standard of
I think that's half the ingredients in the thing. Are preservatives.
So they've strayed away from their original message of not having any preservatives. Maybe that's what they forgot. They were just like, they don't remember. Oh, yeah, we remember everything else, but we don't remember to keep the preservatives out of the cookies.
We remember to trademark our name.
Yes. So among these, you know, there's a lot of cookies that I've never heard of. Like, I've never heard of the Lisbon. I've never heard of... Yeah, here's the cheat sheet. On the back, we can see what types of cookies there are. I mean, the ones that I've heard of the most are the Milano. I feel like the Milano are really popular. According to Shape magazine, they're only 60 calories and 3 grams of fat, so I do know that. So I think the Milano is where I'm going to start.
I think it's shrunk.
I feel like it did
I don't know if my
too.
hands got bigger or if the cookies shrunk.
No, I feel like they shrank. But that's okay. Less calories, right?
That's why you can eat more.
So a cool tidbit about the Milano cookie. Apparently, the idea came from their original Naples cookie, which was just one of these biscuits with the chocolate on it. But when they were shipping them in warmer weather, people would get a package of Naples cookies, and then they'd be like fused together in this kind of sandwich-like shape. So that's why they then called it the
It looks
Milano.
like most of these are kind of sandwich cookies.
Most of them are sandwich cookies. No, but they're all different in their own respect, right?
taking the broken one.
Soaks up milk. If you can get it in your mouth. Soaks up milk very nicely. The fudge is nicely balanced. The cookie's very buttery. I've been very excited to
It's very crumbly. Very, very crumbly.
I've never been to Milano, the city, but I hope that it tastes this good. I'm sure it tastes actually better.
How does I want to taste the city? I feel like a cookie tastes better than the streets.
If there was a Philadelphia cookie, what do you think would be inside of it? Philadelphia is our hometown.
Cream cheese?
Wow! There might actually already be cookies called Philadelphia just because of the cream cheese, which is not made in Philadelphia, by the way. It's not. Sorry to disappoint. I think it's made in
like
Chicago.
No.
Yeah, Midwest.
I'm just guessing a city. Somewhere far away.
Somewhere with cheese, right? Okay, where are we traveling to next? Let's go north. Let's go north to Geneva, which I was excited for because I've actually been to Geneva. Wow. For you.
These look like the melty ones.
Yeah, so they're, I guess, along the lines of the original Naples cookie. It's like a biscuit on one side, and it's very thin. Oh, I like how they have the stamp in the back. It says Pepperidge Farm. Pepperidge Farm remembers.
No, the remembers part's covered in chocolate because they forgot.
Exactly. But, so there's like kind of like a dark chocolate.
Some pecans on top.
Is it pecans?
I'm reading the box as I described
it. I was like, are they almonds or pecans?
I feel like this is the Christmas box, like the sampler box that you get. It's just like, oh, we're going to enjoy our cookies on Christmas morning.
Oh, we gotta save this episode for Christmas and then wear really ugly sweaters.
I'm just doing it now and pretending we forgot what day it is.
Exactly.
Oh, that summer heat got to us. We thought it was Christmas already.
Yeah, well, I don't know. Like, pecans seems like a stretch to call it Geneva. To me, like, but, you know, the pecans actually bring, like, a very surprising taste to the cookie.
Not bad.
No, it's not bad at all.
Because another thing this woman did was travel around Europe and kind of just acquire the rights to the cookies to distribute in the U.S. is why they have these fancy names, partly. At least I assume that's where they're coming from. Whether they're actually called that in the country that they got them from, is this the Geneva cookie? Probably not.
Well, Geneva does have, like, a really incredible baking scene going on. I mean, well, because, like, Paris is not that far away. And, like, Geneva is a very popular place for the rest of France to go and visit because they are also French-speaking in that area. I went to Geneva and then Lausanne, where I did the wine trail there, the Lavaux and LaCroix, like, wine regions, all the way up to Vevey, which is where, what's the guy, the comedian? Charlie Chaplin. His family was from there, and like when he got blacklisted, he actually went and spent the rest of his days in Vevey. I also visited Montreux, which has an incredible music festival. And yeah, Freddie Mercury from Queen had actually moved to Montreux for the last 2 years of his life, and that's where he passed away. That's where that crazy statue is of like him doing his thing. He's like pointing off in the distance, and it's like super epic. That's where that statue is. So he's like standing there on Lake Geneva. It's very pretty.
Interesting.
Got sidetracked. What cookie do you want to attack?
Chessman.
Oh, that was the one I was going to pick. That was one I was going to pick. Which one did you get? Oh.
They're all horses. Oh, no, they aren't.
No, see, they're all different
What
chess
is
pieces.
this?
I wonder if you get like a box if you can actually play like a game of chess. I got the knight.
Holy sh! I almost cursed on the show. There's one of each. There's one of each design in the box. Holy moly! I'm fingering every cookie.
Is that the Pope? No, that's the. Which one is?
Oh, that's the Pope.
So we got a king,
A
a
bishop?
queen, a bishop.
The little pawn guy. You can't really see these probably.
I don't know if that was the pawn. Which
That's
one's
the
the
pawn. That's
diagonal
definitely a pawn.
guy? Oh, that is a pawn.
Yeah.
Then who's that?
The bishop.
Oh, he's the diagonal guy.
Yeah, here's the rook.
Here's the up and down.
The king. The queen.
The one that can only move. I love the queen because she can move in all
Yeah, the king's crippled
directions.
and fat
The only
and
thing she
thrown to
can't
one
do
spot.
is what the knight does. That weird L-shaped Tetris piece. Anyway, I'm diving in. Which one? I'm taking the knight. What are you taking?
I'm taking the pawn because that's the first one I touched. It was fate.
It was fate? Good. You know, the pawns are usually... You know why they call them the pawns?
Because they're the lackeys.
They're worthless.
Mm-hmm.
I'm just kidding. Oh wow, this definitely has like way more
It's just a butter cookie.
flavor. Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
I love
It's a good butter cookie.
It is a very good butter cookie. It's not overbearing. Like,
I like the little bit of glaze on top too.
yeah. Do you think they like toasted a little bit?
I like to believe that they did.
I like to believe that they hand toasted these cookies and put a little bit of extra effort into it. You know?
Mm-hmm.
That's very good. Where's Lisbon? I want to do Lisbon. All right. Lisbon! I've been to Lisbon too. It was a insane 14-hour layover during Carnival. Oh yeah, it's quite sticky.
Ooh, it's some cat hair too.
Oh, you're welcome. Cat ownership. But yeah, I went into the city, drank some port, partied down all the way until my flight the next morning. I felt awful. But it was a beautiful city nonetheless, full of tile, very pretty. But will this taste like Lisbon?
I don't think any of these cookies taste like streets.
None of these cookies capture the taste of the city. You know, I'm not gonna lie.
Only what?
There's kind of like a richness to that chocolate that kind of emulates the feeling in my mouth I have when I drink port. So I feel like that's maybe pretty Lisbon. That's very Lisbon.
I feel like all these cookies just have varying degrees of butter or chocolate.
Just done in different ways.
Balances, yeah.
Decorated differently.
Different crispness.
Is that all a cookie is? Is butter?
And sometimes chocolate.
Or
Most of the times chocolate.
Mm-hmm. Except there's got to be one that's like...
Nope.
No, they're all just butter and chocolate. Okay. Where do you want to travel to next?
Chessmen again?
No. We can't.
Try these guys.
The pirouettes. All right. I was trying to find information about the pirouettes. I couldn't figure it out, but it's a like thinly rolled cookie. So that must take a lot of skill. If I had more milk, I would actually...
Or a nice machine.
Do you think I can drink milk out of it? It worked. I could drink milk out of this. Yeah, tilt it. Tilt it a little bit.
Mm-mm. No tilting allowed.
That's very flaky. Very flaky, but I don't know.
I was hoping that it'd be lined with chocolate on the inside.
But they already have something like that, don't they?
Who, Pepperidge Farm or like the world?
Pepperidge Farm. How would they get the chocolate in there? Just kind of like spray it in?
Where they dip?
Maybe. I say Brussels, which is hard because the Orleans and the Brussels look exactly alike. Is this the Brussels?
One's rich.
Oh no, this is
and
the
lacy thing.
Lido.
And one's thin and delicate.
This one's the Lido. You just want to split it?
You getting full?
Yeah, I am. I'm getting full. I don't want to
We're
eat.
way past the serving size, kids.
Yeah, we're trying one of each, and there's like how many? 4, 8. There's 9 types of cookies in this box. Not to mention we haven't been in Nantucket yet.
That's the secret.
It's not a secret. It's in frame. All right, Lido. Lido kind of tastes like Milano.
Mm-hmm. That's what I mean. They're all
starting to run
different
together.
shapes. Let's just go around the world now. We're going here. Let's go for this one. We're
What's that?
splitting this one too. Wait, that one's already broken. We'll let the
I don't understand if it's Brussels or if it's
Oh,
Orleans.
that's not broken evenly enough.
They look all alike. Oh, maybe this is the Brussels. The Brussels is kind of bumpy.
Oh, this is the boring one.
Orleans is smooth. But look at how similar they look. It's a Brussels and a New Orleans cookie.
Like one looks like it's slightly imperfection, and one looks like it's perfect. And it's like, oh, we'll just name them different things.
All right. Well, I'm gonna go for I put Brussels in the wrong spot. Oh no, and I'm running out of milk. This is an emergency.
Do you want this half?
Yeah. Brussels. Okay. Crunchy like a potato chip. the chocolate is definitely way richer than some of the other chocolates we've experienced. That was Brussels. I can't eat anymore. So many cookies.
I almost wish it was salty. I don't know why I was expecting it to be like either have more texture to it. Like maybe the crystallized sugar.
Oh, maybe.
On top. That's what I was hoping it would have, but it doesn't. But it has that kind of texture where it's the crunchiness on top. And this just looks flat.
And the Orleans, softer. Not as crunchy as the Brussels. But pretty much the same thing.
The Brussels did remind me of potato chips.
Right? I think the last place we're going to go to is Bordeaux. Which normally known for its wine, but in Pepperidge Farms' case, it looks like a shortbread cookie.
Yeah, just described as sweet and crispy.
You can take.
Oh, I get the bigger half.
Yeah. It's brittle. I like a brittle texture with a cookie that's thin. And it has like a little bit of a gingerbready taste.
Yeah, I didn't expect that.
Or like a graham cracker.
I just expected another butter cookie.
Yeah, no, that was actually...
It's like a butter crisp.
It's a butter crisp, but kind of with a cinnamony taste. Or like there is a sweet taste, and I don't know what the sweet is. I don't know, because it's like a type of aroma. It's not like a sugary sweet. It's like a sweet in the sense of like a vanilla, or a sweet in the sense of a graham cracker, whatever that is.
I don't know what that is. It does taste kind of like a vanilla.
Yeah.
So which one's your favorite?
I don't... Maybe it's because we ended on the Bordeaux, but maybe because that's also like the most unique one out of the batch. I'd say the Bordeaux. How about you?
I like Chessman.
Yeah, the Chessman.
But it's sort of for silly reasons, because when I first saw it on the shelf, I thought it said the Cheeseman. I was like, oh, what are these Cheeseman cookies?
I always think that. I always think that it's Cheeseman, and I have to correct myself that it's the Chessman.
That could be the Philadelphia cookie. It's like a little bit of cream cheese into a butter cookie. The Cheeseman.
The Cheeseman. So the last is they also have a series of like chocolate chip cookies. I like Montauk because I like to be a little bit like Eternal Sunshine of the Spotless Mind and be like, meet me in Montauk, and I've just got like Montauk cookies.
Oh, I just wanted to get the official.
But these are places.
Headliner. Nantucket, I think, is like their famous one.
This is Nantucket, yeah. So it comes from a line of cookies named after places in New England. Which, like, all of this is just like so classy. Like Pepperidge Farm, like, oh, the Milano, like the Bordeaux, the Geneva. That's very classy cookies.
Like if you're having guests and you need to get a nice spread going, just buy a box of Pepperidge Farm cookies and put them on a tray.
That is actually a really good spread. And also, too, it's a spread where people won't feel like they're really missing out on not trying all 9 cookies. No FOMO there. All right.
I still think the fanciest spread I've ever seen was someone that took tasty cakes and individually put them into little cupcake wrappers so it looked like they were like homemade delicacies. I was like, what is this? It's just tasty cakes.
All right, so the first, right off the bat, like, I noticed that it's like a little bit more crumbly and flaky than I like the Montauk, which is the more chewy, gooey one.
Because there is a soft bake. I picked that one unintentionally. Because I don't want the soft bake. I don't want the fake...
Whoa, they go all the way to Tahoe? I've never seen Tahoe before. What kind of cookies are
Well, you haven't shopped at Target then, because they have every brand of cookie.
Sausalito? Where's Sausalito?
Like the third shelf down.
That's a milk chocolate and macadamia cookie. The third shelf down. And then there's a double chocolate Nantucket. Whoa.
Yeah, these are like eye level cookies. If you want not bottom shelf, not top shelf, these are right at eye level.
Does that mean they're more expensive or as expensive?
They're probably the ones with the most markup. That's what I'd imagine. It's like, oh, these are the ones I want to grab because they're right there and they're eye catching.
Oh, yeah. When it comes to packaged cookies, comes to packaged chocolate chip cookies, this is really good. It tastes very real.
That's another tidbit. If you're buying stuff off the shelf, like cookies, check the expiration date, because these expire November 20th, 2016. So the shelf life's a lot shorter. So there probably are fewer preservatives, and they do taste better. And like the Oreo that has a shelf life of a year, at least according to the package.
Yeah, That's a good point. That's a really good point.
That's why tasty cakes are better.
They never expire? Or?
No, they expire like in 2 weeks after you get delivered to the store.
Tasty cakes don't expire.
Oh, they do. You do that as an episode.
Tasty cakes?
On the day they expire, fresh ones in the week after they expire. They definitely have a difference. But
man. But I don't know. What other cities have you traveled to with Pepperidge Farm? And how does it compare to the Nantucket?
I mean, what other cookies have I tried compared?
Yeah. Like, I've tried the Montauk. That was kind of like my preference. Although I'm really stoked about the Nantucket. It's definitely a good dunking cookie, too, because of how, like, porous it is and how flaky and airy it is.
I've had mint Milanos. Does that count?
Ooh, mint Milanos.
Does that count as another place
I think I feel like that's a Christmas cookie. That's one when you open up that tin and you hope there's no, sewing supplies in it, and it's like, bam.
Sewing supplies.
Yeah. Have you ever seen those, like, blue tins? Those, like, Dutch cookies?
Yeah, but I never had a fear that there's going to be yarn and thread in the tin.
What? Oh, man, I feel like that's, like, a universal thing, that you just, like, open up the blue tin of Dutch cookies, and it, like, it's like a half and half. It's like Schrodinger's box. It can either be sewing materials or actual horrible Dutch butter cookies, or, like, before you even open the lid, technically it's both. It exists in both realms.
So when you buy it, does it come with sewing materials in it, or does someone replace the cookies?
It's like a universal grandma thing where they just, like, replace all of the cookies with sewing materials.
I think my grandma was a basket lady. She's like, oh, here's my basket of sewing materials.
Oh, how cute. Does she also have, like, a basket of magazines and a basket of TV guides?
No. I didn't think about that one.
Pepperidge Farm, I'm pleased with it.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, when I was growing up, there was a man across the street who was a Pepperidge Farm distributor, and, like, he drove the Pepperidge Farm truck and, like, would just give my family my favorite, which was, like, the cinnamon bread all the time. So thank you out there.
Oh, yeah, that's right. I used to get the raisin cinnamon bread. Delicious.
Raisin cinnamon bread. That was the one he would always give me because that was my favorite.
It's always double wrapped.
Yeah.
It's wrapped on the inside. Yeah.
Aw, we both enjoyed the same Pepperidge Farm
breakfast with
bread.
little cream cheese.
That's kind of really sickeningly adorable. But yeah, Pepperidge Farm.
Yep.
Next week, have we decided?
Should we tell them now?
I think so. Promo next week.
So we're gonna end on a cliffhanger.
It's another Pepperidge Farm.
Distributed in the U.S. at least.
Just in the U.S. We'll see you next week.